knowledge and talent of those settlers in New England would be Ulster's gift to America's future, and it began with the Shoot Petition. The man charged with bringing it to New England was the Reverend William Boyd, who, some years after he came back to Ulster, became minister here in Monray Presbyterian Church. But he's not buried in his own graveyard. His Lang Hame is in an Anglican burying ground at Taboyne Parish Church, which was built on a site once occupied by a Gaelic monastery.
Here lieth the body of the late Reverend Mr. William Boyd, who departed this life on May 2nd, 1772. Aged 87, he had been Presbyterian minister in Taboyne 47 years. Here also lies the body of his wife, who died June the 21st, 1764, aged 68.
Why is the Reverend Mr. William Boyd important?
The reason why it is so important, I think, is because of the role that has been played by the Ulster Scots in American history. It's a role that is not really understood as well as it should be. 14 presidents out of 44 at least. Daniel Boone, David Crockett, all of those people. All of that happened because of the migration of Ulster Scots to America. They had been going in the 17th century in very small numbers, but this was the man who organised the beginning of the mass migration of those Ulster Scots Presbyterians. Long before the famine or anything else, they began to travel there in their hundreds, their thousands, and their hundreds of thousands.
What did he do?
Well, there had already been some migration of Ulster Scots Presbyterians to America in the 17th century. So it had been going on for some time, but by 1718 there was an upswelling of migration to the land of Canaan, they called it, because they saw it as a promised land. It wasn't just about getting away from the persecution and the other problems that they had in Ireland. They were very much an enterprising people who believed that they could make a better life for themselves in America.
So why is he a Presbyterian buried in a Church of Ireland church?
Well, very good question. I think that actually highlights why those Ulster Scots Presbyterians migrated to America in the first place. One of the reasons was because as Presbyterians they weren't part of the establishment, so one of the things that they were not allowed to do was bury their own people in their own churches, in their own graveyards. So the Reverend William Boyd is buried here in Taboyne Parish Church, about a mile from his own church.
This idyllic and peaceful setting gives no sense of the harsh reality of life which drove so many to migrate. But isn't it strange to think that the settlers who had gone to New England later told their children that Ireland was a paradise compared to the harsh environment in which they now found themselves? In the years after the Reverend William Boyd died, the Donegal countryside was far from idyllic and peaceful. Crop failures, rising rents, poverty and migration led to political unrest as the 18th century drew to a close. And Ulster Scots communities here, even in rural Donegal, were sometimes caught up in gruesome events.